saying that P2B is the reason Nigerians are suffering under Tinubu because he refused to play second fiddle in 2023 and contested the election himself is a kind of twisted reasoning. And this is the type of narrative that PDP men have been spreading since the presidential election of last year concluded. But this time, it is coming from someone that calls himself a pastor. He didn't even blame the victim. P2B was robbed last year, they stole his mandate and gave it to another person. He also didn't blame the person inflicting the hardship on Nigerians. Someone who doesn't care, he doesn't give a damn about the feelings of anyone, whether they are dying, whether they are suffering, whether they are eating only once in a week, but he found it convenient to blame P2B. You see, this is the reason Nigerians call them PDAPC. These two parties, the APC and the PDP, they are two sides of the same coin. They behave alike. Take for instance what PDP members did during the Edo State governorship election campaigns. Instead of focusing their attack on APC and making sure that their message, their policies, all the issues they want to address if they win the election, that they pass that message to the populace so that they will understand that message and because of that vote for them. They didn't do all this. Rather, they started saying obedience for AI. From there, they started attacking them, demarketing them. Some even brought ethnicity into it. So this is the same strategy that APC deployed in Lagos. In many places, they always bring in ethnicity, religion, or anything. Because they have nothing to offer. They can't compete based on competence. And since they have nothing to offer, they always try to divert attention. When they bring in ethnicity or bring in religion, people's attention will be diverted. They wouldn't even start demanding, what are you going to do? How are you going to tackle insecurity? How are you going to tackle this and solve the problems? On the other hand, when you look at how P2B campaigned during the presidential election, you will see that he focused on issues. That was why he was able to convince many Nigerians to troop out en masse to support him. Many, like you know, used their own money to campaign for him. Many people that did that have never met P2B face to face up till today. Now, getting back to why PDP members are increasing the pressure on P2B, they can even go as far as blackmailing him to damage his reputation, just like APC people would do. Yes, they want him to deputize Atiku by force or not contest at all in 2027. By the way, Atiku Abubakar they want him to deputize will be 78 years old on 25th November 2024. That means by 2027 presidential election, he will be 80 years old. Meanwhile, P2B, who is already 63 years old this year, will be 65 years in 2027. As you can see, P2B is at his peak. He won't be experiencing any mental decline in the near future, even at 65 years old. That can be said about Atiku Abubakar because he will be 80 years by the time he gets to office, assuming it works, and he will be ending his tenure at 84 years old. So in other words, you can see that PDP and Atiku Abubakar are desperate to use P2B to climb as a climbing ladder to the presidency. PDP members keep talking about uniting the opposition, but they feel too entitled just because they are the second largest party in Nigeria. They feel that other people should come to them, that they wouldn't go to other people, that P2B must join them instead of them to join P2B in Labour Party or even form a new party that all the other opposition parties will come to. So as you can see, it's still the same mentality since the PDP presidential primaries in 2022. They failed to zone the presidential ticket to the south, despite the fact that they knew that the presidency would stay 8 years in the north. And not just zoning the presidential ticket to the south, but to the southeast precisely because they've never gotten the presidential ticket under the PDP. All the other zones in the south have gotten it. Obasanjo got it from the southwest. Goodluck Jonathan got it from the south-south. So where is the equity and fairness under the PDP? That was why Atiku had the audacity to say in Oka, where he campaigned during the presidential election campaigns, that he is the pathway to the presidency for the southeast. That means someone from the southeast must deputize him first. After he serves 2 terms, he will make sure the person now wins the presidency. This is coming from someone who hasn't been able to make himself president, not to talk of making another person president. So that's the same mentality going on in PDP up till today. The truth is, PDP members don't want someone like P2B to get to the presidency because they know he will never play ball. He will never swim in the waters of corruption. He will block all their ways of stealing money, because remember the name of PDP, share the money. They always believe in corruption, greasing the palms, just like APC are doing. It's just that APC are more audacious and they don't even care. They tell you to your face, just like Ganduje is now parroting that their next target is Anambra State. The way he bragged before Edo State governorship election that they must win, they have done that. Now he's saying that they will do the same thing in Anambra State, that it is their next target. Soludo should be worried. The people he supported in disguise are now coming for his seat. There is also a rumor spreading around that he plans to decamp to APC so as to prevent what will come. Of course, it doesn't make any sense that he will decamp from ABGA that has been on the ground for many years. And surprisingly, the reason ABGA exists in Anambra State today is because of PDP. Yes, if it wasn't because of the crisis in PDP in the early 2000s, remember they even went as far as kidnapping a serving governor at the time, that's Chris Ngige. All the crisis, even before Chris Ngige came to power, was the reason P2B decamped to ABGA to contest the election, and they rigged it. He recovered his mandate in court. This is why ABGA exists in Anambra State today, and now APC with their crude politics want to take over Anambra State. Anyway, looking at the opinion of P2B's followers concerning a future merger with PDP or other parties, it can be classified into three main groups. The first group are of the opinion that he should never deputize Atiku or join in any alliance with PDP, that if he does that they will campaign against him. People in the second group are even more extreme. They are saying that they will not only campaign against him, that they will campaign for Tinubu and vote for him. This is mostly because they believe that the Northerners feel that they are born to rule, that the Southerners don't matter, that the presidency must stay in the South for 8 years at least. The third group is made up of people who are saying that they will never come out to vote at all in 2027. That the people telling P2B to deputize Atiku want to take the shine away from him. That if he's not on the ballot, they will never even come out to vote. Some of the people in this group are also of the opinion that he shouldn't contest in 2027 because Nigerians don't deserve him. Yes, there is logic in that reasoning because Nigerians seem not to like people who are soft, people who are gentle. That's why upon all the hardship and suffering the current administration imposed on Nigerians, you still see people defending them. Some are even joining the party as if they are doing something good. So Nigerians seem to love people who oppress them. They don't seem to care. Take Edo governorship election for instance, people couldn't connect the dots. They couldn't just reason and say, this is actually the same party that increased petrol price, that is causing all the hardship. Look at the dollar exchange rate, look at this, look at that. They simply took the money and voted for the same party. So this is the problem. When you are so gentle with Nigerians, they seem to abuse the privilege. They seem to feel, they are now entitled. Everything you must respond, everything you must do, despite the fact that they know that you don't have the authority. Just like people calling on P2B to comment on everything, to say something on every issue. This is why leaving the people that are in authority that are supposed to respond and, solve the problem at hand. Just like this pastor is blaming P2B, despite the fact that he's not in government, he's not the one that made all the policies that are impoverishing Nigerians, but he found it very convenient to blame him because of political inclinations. Thanks for watching.